Please excuse the notes. We're very aware that there's a time limit, and I have a tendency to start talking and get to stop.
So thanks for coming. For those of you who don't know us, obviously, I'm Lady Vienna Maria de la Rosa, and this is
Baron Lachlan, yes, While we've only had the privilege of playing in Krae Glas for a couple of years, we've been playing in Lockhart for 10 and 20 years.
One day, becoming Baron and Baroness of Krae Glas was something we had discussed previously. However, during the festival, we had the realisation that we were excited by the future of this still young barony. We knew we had the commitment and energy to give to the role, and as we explored the ways we'd like to contribute, we knew more and more that this was the right time for us to nominate.
Since I promised no PowerPoint presentations, and we've got a short time to express our excitement, we're going to try and smash through these a bit quickly. One of our highest priorities would be to revitalise some of the combative arts. We believe that we can add prestige to the role of the champion while providing opportunity to inject energy and talent into their chosen art form.
Who in this room knows who the Red Gear champion is?
Who in this room knows who the archery champion is?
That's a trick question. There isn't one.
Yeah.
Who in this room knows who the armoured champion is?
Nearly half.
Yeah.
It's our belief that the champion should be household names, and to get to this stage, we would elevate the championship selection event or events to a grander status on the calendar.
We would produce and or purchase regalia outstanding enough for the champions.
And we would support the champions throughout their term, building their art throughout the year.
Upon completion of their term, champions would be inducted into their own exclusive order to be called on in times of war and ceremony, perhaps along the lines of the protectors of Krae Glas.
The arts and sciences are an equally vital point of any part of any growing SCA group. In fact, off the top of my head, an SCA group requires either a marshal or an arts and sciences officer. Or a helper.
The tricky part is that it's significantly more complex to promote the arts and sciences, as they are hugely subjective and rely upon the passion and dedication of individuals over a large amount of time.
I stand in awe not only of the double-sided printing, but the talent on display in Krae Glas across a diverse array of fields, given that I'm about as creative as a smart whiteboard eraser. I do know that at the grassroots level, we can support the re-emergence of guilds, providing newcomers who can be easily intimidated a safe place to learn the basics, to share their knowledge as journeymen, and to further refine their skills alongside their peers. A few questions have arisen regarding the role of our household should we be selected. Brecon has always been and will always be about barony first, a support network for each other, and we hope that doesn't change. Without local households, we would never have achieved the festival showers and the canvas pavilions that many here have enjoyed. In-game, however, our role will be outside the clan, and our retinue would be made up of volunteers from throughout the barony.
Krae Glas is blessed to have such a vibrant college scene as St Monica's. Colleges are often the biggest single source of new members for the barony. I have run a few classes at St Monica's, a practice which we both look forward to continuing, while Lachlan has been preparing for a shield making workshop, hopefully the first of many activities.
Our philosophy on group growth is simple. Build the product, display the product, and create an atmosphere which makes newcomers feel welcome as they discover the game, which is our great game.
If we are making sure that we are having the best time, let others see how much fun we are having, and make it simple for people to become tragic medieval junkies like us. And my second how do we do that? By running events which bring out the best in us, by raising the game in these events and challenging ourselves while making starting out easy.
Which brings us nicely to theme and theatre. Inspired by the local sense of porpoise, we would propose a theme around which we would base our court. We have a few ideas that we'd like to explore with you later, the forerunner of which would be based on the mercantile city of Venice. For a barony soon to be flourishing with guilds and productivity, with a neighbour which prides itself on an ageing fleet at best, the time is right to emerge from the shadow.
To be clear, we would never attempt to apply such a theme broadly. Costume from all the known world would always be welcome in our court. This type of theme would be open to all but not expected. Although we do sincerely hope that Lachlan can take to the field in a finely dressed heraldic team at festival.
With heraldic.
Whatever.
Alternative suggestions include luncheon in honour of the outgoing Baroness's appreciation of tight pants. Krae Glas has set the foundations of wonderful traditions such as the Day of Honour. To protect these, we need to do more than just spread the word. We need to build these events into draw cards of high renown, such that those very people planning events elsewhere would not dream to conflict for fear of missing out.
It is also important that we maintain frequent low-profile events, from novelty archery shoots to tourneys and balls.
A balance of high prestige and low-key events, of court presence and general approachability. That is what we aim for. Krae Glas has become a great place to be, and we hope that our vision excites you nearly as much as it does us. For we believe there's a great deal of fun to be had, and we'd be honoured if you would choose us to take that on.
And I'm not right of silence. Most of you know who I am. Most of you know how much I like to talk. So in this case, we're letting Steph do it to keep me quiet.
So we're looking at running on sort of two platforms of diversity and growth within the group. We believe that everyone who plays within the SCA should be able to play where they want. Personally, we don't really get into rapier, but we will support rapier events like Ryan's Run the Greenwall, hopes to run the Greenwall Ball in September, which is a ball and rapier. And so other events like that will help people who follow different things in the SCA actually follow what they want to do, rather than following just the main things that everyone does. If you're into a different form of guard to everybody else, sure, we'll help you find people who have lockup who will actually enjoy that. You gonna actually help, or you just gonna stand there too?
I'm going to stand instead here. We want to keep it short.
Yeah. So yes, we want to encourage everyone to play the game the way that they actually want to play, rather than sticking them to something that they may not actually enjoy. And we want to support that even if that's not a particular interest. And we also want to see growth within this great barony. We want to see Grandhubba prosper and grow even further, and show many more events like the Great Bonfire, and see equestrian also happen down there, with the fact that the Kingdom Equestrian Marshals recently moved down, and there's a strong equestrian focus down there. We have in the past supported equestrian events, and we'd like to see more down there. And also all the people from Phoenix Rise who have just joined this barony, there's 40 odd of us. We want to see more inclusion within the group, and more people actually want to become part of this barony, like the Greats and Lions, which is such a great feeder to this group. Do you have anything to add?
No.
No?
If you want to know more, talk to us in there.
Yeah.
Answer all your questions.
Thank you. Yeah.
Can I just request that everyone turns their phones onto silent, please?
Unless there's like a really good post on our
There are 3.
There's what?
There's 3.
Matt, me too. I'll be right there.
Right, thanks. Hi, I'm Baron Leaf Magnuson. Hi.
Hi, Ray.
Good evening, everybody. It's better. So, it may surprise people that I do like a little bit of humour, a little bit of levity to any event. I have had a few people sort of question whether or not I can bring the seriousness to court as needed. I like to think that while I do prefer humour, for the most part what I do is act. I like to play the role. Should that role happen to be the solo pointy hat of Krae Glas, I'm pretty certain that I can bring the right level of seriousness to that role. In regards to my plans for the barony, as I think most of you are aware, first and foremost my plan is to build a wall and make Stormhold pay for it.
Good luck with that.
After that, however, I'm actually looking to expand the Barony as much as anything.
through the wall.
We've got Gippsland.
Are you going to make Krae great again?
We are. I tried doing that at festival when we needed more shredded cheese, but no one wanted to help with that. But yes, it's big one if you've got to explain. So yeah, so it's certainly very much my plan is to expand the Gippsland side of things. As you mentioned, we've got a great little hamlet that is popping up out there. There's a lot of enthusiasm. There's a few oldies who are coming out of the woodwork, and we've got a few newcomers who are quite interested out that way as well. So definitely going to encourage that. In regards to St. Mons, you guys are awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. If there's anything that we can do to help, we will help. But realistically, you guys are actually absolutely trucking along brilliantly, and I love seeing what you're doing. I wish I could get along more, and one of the other concerns that people have voiced to me is that I do tend to stretch my time a little bit amongst various endeavours. One of my main other things outside of the SCA is scouting. I've already discussed with my group there that in the event that I do get the pointy hat, I will be stepping back from my scouting to give me a little bit more time, and they're quite okay with that. They've got new leaders in, so they'll be able to shore up the void that I would be leaving there. So realistically, no talking about my realistically, I would be looking to throw myself in more fully to the SCA than I already am. Which may terrify some of you somewhat, but I'm sure that it will be all for the best. As has already been said, if you have more questions, by all means come up to me. I'm happy to talk about anything. I won't shy away from any questions, but try and keep them on topic actually for the evening.
Void.
Much like my void, yes. So yeah, thank you very much.
Probably met us at least once or twice. There's a couple of collisions we may not have met because we unfortunately don't come to St. Mons very often. But I'm Lord Miguel Rodriguez de Santiago.
And I'm Veronica Bellini.
I've been in the SCA since I think '98, and have taken on just about every office other than Reeve. And no, you keep doing that. I have been to different baronies. I've been involved in a lot of different things. Currently getting rather heavily involved in, oddly enough, heralding and requiem. They're my two current passions, but in the past I've also done target and combat archery. Currently looking at dabbling in heavy, but
Wow.
could be a bit iffy. I know, right? And also doing a little bit of A&S. Actually, it turns out that silk painting's quite a lot of fun. I want to get into that a bit more. So I've got interests right across the spectrum, and quite happy to support everyone in their endeavours in that. My thoughts for the future of Krae Glas is to have, as has been mentioned before, smaller events to assist new players getting into the game, and also to build up their comfortable and skills at their arts and sciences, at fighting, at their garb, at just being part of the game. All the way up to larger events to really showcase what we can do and put Krae Glas firmly on the map. That's pretty much my thoughts at the moment.
I think this is a great barony. This is where I started in SCA, and I think we can grow to amazing heights. We can be known the world over for whatever we choose. When I started, we were known for our A&S. I'd love to start some group projects again to bring that back. I'd certainly love to involve St. Monica's in group projects and get them involved in everything that we do. We do a lot of demos, but no follow-up after that. And I think some small little newcomer
Tavern style events.
yeah, newcomer style events straight after a demo or a O-week or something would be a great way to bring people in and keep them in. We want to bring the barony together a bit more and do things like create tabards that everyone can wear on the field, and group projects and rambling. I'm sorry. But I've got completely blank. I'm sorry.
It's all good. We think it.
I wrote stuff down. It's at home.
We think we'd make a pretty fair Baron and Baroness. We've got some big shoes to fill. Both the current Baron and Baroness of Krae Glas and my first Baron and Baroness sitting right there. Definitely drawing inspiration from all sets of Barons and Baronesses that I've worked with. I think we could make this work. Have fun. Thank you.
Hi everybody, so many of you may know us as Mrs. Jib, or more formally Earl Sir Gilbert, and I'm Countess Bethany. And for those who've seen us recently, you'll know that we've spent the last 6 months reigning as the King and Queen of Lockhart. But what we found during that process was the thing that we love the most is our grassroots embrace of the SCA, helping people make their first piece of garb, showing people how to redact a recipe, and all of those really basic things, teaching someone how to wield a sword for the first time. So that's why we came back and we thought, no, we really want to put in our nomination for B&B and Krae Glas, because that's really where our heart is. So I started even before as a collegian. I was also then a collegian here. Jib also was a collegian here 15 odd years ago, and we youngster. We haven't moved very far. But what we believe that the role of Baron and Baroness is to inspire and lead by example. And the core really that we're all trying to do is recreate and present the idealised medieval life. And we believe that we should always conduct ourselves in the virtues that uphold our organisation, and they come down to leading by example in courtesy, wisdom, chivalry, generosity, humility and prowess, and create opportunities for the populace to grow and display their own interests as well. But we have to lead by example.
Yeah, so it's a really novel situation, I guess, coming from reigning to applying for to be your Baron, Baroness. I really feel privileged to have this opportunity. We were very keen to apply before I went and won a silly tournament. We're definitely even more keen afterwards, having seen what's going on out in the wide world. We want to bring that back. We want to take that and put it into action. I guess that the forefront of all of that, though, is something that we've really learned through that time, was that it's not so much about us. It's much more about what you all would like. So we really come to you as much to listen to what your thoughts are tonight, share what we could make of it, than to say necessarily what our vision is. I think we reflect a lot of what the other candidates have said, though, in terms of some of our area, and we could really make some improvement. Yeah, in terms of arts and sciences, obviously, getting some engagement there in terms of the costume and so forth, continuing to run our feasts, but we really see the guilds as an excellent opportunity to strengthen some of the opportunities within the barony. We need to secure our borders. Not sure about a wall.
I'm on it.
We'll need a little project team to work out the various ways we can do that. But I think by continuing to foster and train and provide a space for people from every angle within the barony to actually enjoy fighting. I feel like we've been doing that, but there's always an opportunity to lift that again.
Fighting in all sports.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Archery is probably one of the biggest things for me at the moment. I feel like we've got a really strong rugby group coming together, heavy fighting certainly coming together, but I really feel that we could turn our attention to combat archery and really sort of capitalise on some of the enthusiasm we're seeing in the college. And if we provide a space for people to participate in that, I really think that would be a real interest for our group. I guess in terms of theatre, we've had a little bit of practice lately, but yeah, I guess for us it's really about providing that opportunity for everyone to feel included. So getting that one good, I think. Travel's another really key aspect for us. We really feel strongly that the best way to come up with good ideas is to go and pitch them from our neighbours. So we really think that's an important thing we can bring to continue to maintain our travel and to be showing also the other areas how awesome we are as a group. So we'd love to encourage that, not only for us, but also encourage others to come along. And I guess, yeah, ultimately we really see the role, and we tip our hats very firmly to the previous Baron and Baroness, that the role is primarily about stability. It's about providing cohesion within the group, somebody you can turn to, share a good news event, but also come when things aren't going that well, and have a friendly year to find a different way to enjoy, to work through things. And I think we've had plenty of experience in that lately, but we would certainly offer that back to the Barony to continue to work with everyone, because this is your group.
Yeah, growth relies on the stability of the group, and we'd be pulling out all the stops to maintain that.
Yeah, come say that.
Okay, well, thank you very much to all our candidates. You may think it's easy to stand up here and talk about yourself for 5 minutes. Right? But it is actually an essential skill in a Baron and Baroness, because you do sit up the front and you do have to win it. So thank you everybody for having a really good go at that. I think all of our candidates tonight have shown that they're worthy to stand as Baron and Baroness of Krae, and I encourage you all to really sit down with them, have a chat, find out what they're going to do going forward and how that fits with how you feel about the Barony. And please send your